It feels like a now or never moment. Those in power show little regard for their own people. They destabilize the global economy, and they cloak their actions in a bitter irony, borrowing the aesthetics of supremacist ideologies to justify subjugation. First targeting Jews, then Arabs, and now attempting to instrumentalize the wider Muslim world for their own ambitions. They construct a narrative of dominance that echoes the darkest chapters of the 20th century. Meanwhile, many modern states that pride themselves on freedom find themselves led by political figures who navigate ambiguous ideological spaces, publicly condemning extremism while quietly accommodating forces that undermine stability. Others appear compromised or entangled in networks of influence that erode clarity and principle. The mass recruitment of young men, millions of them, to defend a state that many do not feel truly represents them, is a chilling reminder of history. It recalls the final days of the Third Reich, when children were sent to sabotage advancing armies, and the suffering inflicted on civilians during the collapse of regimes. These parallels are not about equating peoples, but about recognizing the recurring patterns of authoritarian desperation. This is precisely why we must remember the Holocaust and other historical atrocities, not to weaponize memory, but to prevent humanity from repeating its own failures. If an external observer, an extraterrestrial intelligence, a future generation, or simply the judgment of history, were watching us, how could we expect respect while treating one another with such disregard? Honor, if it means anything, must be tied to restraint, dignity, and a global code of conduct that prevents the descent into cycles of destruction. As for the present moment, yes, the regime appears shaken, but that makes the situation more volatile, not less. What comes next, the so-called Phase 3, is not predetermined, yet the signs of internal collapse are more visible than ever. They may finally be confronting the consequences of the path they have chosen, especially under overwhelming pressure and the symbolic force of a roaring lion moment.